Some of you have come a really long way to be here today, and all for a common cause. We're all here today because we think that SSE can't be trusted to lead a just transition to renewable energy. Their plans for a new gas-burning power station have no place in a Scotland that we want to live in. We want to live in a Scotland that uses its abundant renewable energy to empower communities, to end our reliance on fossil fuels, and to make sure that nobody lives in fuel poverty. SSE claims to be a leader in renewable energy. Inside the AGM today, you can guarantee that the board will be singing the praises of the company's renewable energy developments. But what you won't hear is about how SSE recently cut £3 billion of their investments into renewable energy, or that they're planning to cut 300 jobs across the renewable sector in Scotland. Meanwhile, they insist on ploughing ahead with their plans for a new Peterhead power station. Earlier this year, public pressure from people like you forced SSE to admit that their plans for Peterhead will be at least 3 times more polluting than what they had originally planned for. The enormous climate impact of this project is only one part of the story. The power station will be burning gas until 2055, keeping us locked into relying on the most expensive form of energy generation for another 30 years. For the 30% of Scotland's population living in fuel poverty, this project will do nothing but make matters worse. And now for the most controversial part of all, the carbon capture technology, which is promised by SSE to be the solution to all our problems. Carbon capture has a long history of failure all over the world. The vast majority of carbon capture and storage projects worldwide have been cancelled because they don't work, and there are no examples of it working on a gas turbine of this size. Why should Peterhead be the exception to the global rule? SSE claim that 95% of the emissions from the Peterhead power station will be captured and stored underground, but the infrastructure to do this does not exist and is nowhere near the planning process. The test facilities that SSE are basing their claims on are only a 20th of the size of the planned power station. It's outrageous to make these claims on such little evidence, yet the Scottish Government is falling for it hook, line and sinker. They've even built their carbon budgets to reflect SSE's claims, which means that if this project fails, huge unplanned emissions cuts would have to be made elsewhere in order to stick to the budget. A hugely dangerous gamble to make. Billions of pounds of public money have already been wasted on developing carbon capture technology, yet in over 40 years it's still not been proved to work. And where does this money come from? Obviously it comes from our energy bills, driving up bills and fuel poverty and making gas power even more expensive. For all these reasons and more, we're calling on SSE to drop their plans for the new Peterhead power station. Let's tell them loud and clear that their polluting plans are not welcome here. We're going to start with some chants. So our first chant is, put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Put fossil fuels to bed, stop the plant in Peterhead. Okay, so lots of you already have some flyers. If you don't, go to someone with more than you and ask for some. Now's the time when the shareholders are going to be going into the AGM, so if you see someone dressed very smartly going into the building, see if you can give them a flyer and persuade them to speak up against SSE's plans. Okay, another track. This one is SSE, can't you see? Pollution is your legacy. 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 SSE.
see? Can you see?